The NFL is saying, hey, we might not have fans in our stadiums this coming fall because a virus has come through and whoa! A lot of people. Gatherings in Indianapolis have been moved from next to nothing to 25 people. Restaurants are allowed to be open 50%, but only on outside, not inside. It feels as if Texas is opened up, Florida's opening up, Arizona's opened up, Georgia's opened up. A lot of places are opening up, but there's still some places that are being devastated by this coronavirus. So everybody has to plan accordingly. The NFL says we might not have any fans in the stands because we don't know who can get what, and we don't want anybody to die at one of our games, but we would like our season to go on and potentially either be a distraction or, usual. Fox says if there's no fans in the stands, that's going to be weird. What should we do? Joe Buck comes out in an interview and says, you know what we're going to do, Andy Cohen? Joe Buck told Andy Cohen. Who's Andy Cohen? From E?
Bravo, I think.
Bravo. He's a Real Housewives guy?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so Joe Buck told Andy Cohen, Real Housewives guy, that if there was to be no fans in the stands, they would pump in crowd noise and have a virtual crowd. Now, if you watch the Korean baseball organization, they had a virtual crowd on the Jumbotron in the outfield with fake heads that looked like they were South Park or Family Guy or The Simpsons in all of the seats around. Is that what Fox is thinking? And for the crowd noise, I actually do not hate this. Okay, wrestling on Wednesday nights is NXT and AEW. NXT is the third brand of WWE. Mr. H, Triple H runs it. They go directly against AEW, which was founded by Tony Khan, Cody Rhodes, an entire crew, right? It's a wrestling world. If you're not a wrestling fan, you don't have to know that to hear what I'm about to say. AEW has decided to have their talent roster scattered around the ring. So if you're not wrestling, they have you around the ring. And I think last night they were pumping in some crowd noise while some of their wrestlers were around the outside. So it was like, oh, maybe that noise is coming from said person there. But the noise being pumped in, whenever the original thought was in the wrestling world to pump in a fake crowd noise, or in all these other things, they're saying we'll pump in a fake crowd noise. I was like, that's stupid. Nobody's going to be honest, it didn't sound that bad. And with football, I assume there's ways that they'll be able to shoot it so you don't even see that the crowd is empty. You got to remember, when I called the Texas Tech Baylor Texas shootout at Jerry World just a couple years ago with AJ Hawk and Sean
McDonough?
No.
Kelly, maybe?
Sean Kelly was the play-by-play guy. Good guy. Forgot his name. Still a good guy. Just haven't talked to him since then, basically. But Sean, good guy. We called the Texas shootout. It was Texas Tech versus Baylor. Cliff Kingsbury versus Matt Rule. Both now in the NFL. You're welcome. Was it because we were calling the game? How come that has not been talked about? Anyways, most of the stadium was not filled because Jerry World has like 100,000 people. And Baylor and Texas Tech at that particular time were not going to fill up 100,000 people. So the way they were shooting it was obviously covering that up. I said something like, oh, a lot of people dressed like seats here today. And I got a person in my ear said, do not say a word about the attendance. People at home don't need to know that there's nobody here. I think there'll be ways that they don't have to show the crowd. If they pump in crowd noise, try to make it as normal as possible. I don't hate it. I don't think it's that bad of a move. And I think, to be honest, I think the NFL is going to come back. They're going to figure out a way to get the LA teams out of LA because they're not going to be able to play there for some time, it does feel like. And we are sorry for Los Angeles. You get the San Francisco team out of San Francisco, even though they were in the Super Bowl last year, but California seems like it's going to be on lockdown for the foreseeable future. You get them some new homes. Maybe it's San Antonio. Maybe it's St. Louis getting a team back because they already have the facilities for it. Who knows where they'll end up, but let's move them in the next 3 months before the season starts. Also, the New England Patriots up in Massachusetts, Massachusetts has been in a bad spot with the Rona as well. Get them in a new home. Maybe move them down to Miami. That's what somebody tweeted last night, and I thought that was very hilarious because the thought of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick being in the same town. And then you get the New York teams, obviously, that are in New Jersey, not New York. Move them as well, and let's move forward with the season. If that's the case, I would assume there's going to be some fans in the stands. And if it's that 15,000 person limit rule that Miami Dolphins said that they were allowed to have and that has got passed, and you pump in some fake noise, the viewer at home can be like, I think they could create that amount of noise. Like, unless it's overwhelmingly loud, I don't think anybody will be able to notice. I think it's a good move. And I'm pumped that we're at the fact now that we are moving forward with a lot of good stuff happening. Nick Ronaldo just said, you got to look at this. Joe Buck just tweeted, amazing that the headline doesn't match what I said. Didn't think that happened at places like Sports Illustrated. I've been saying for over a month, including on HBO in April, that some ambient crowd noise under a broadcast is a simple, necessary tool to normalize the viewing experience at home. Bingo, what I just said. Me and Joe Buck are on the same page. Since I said Joe Buck's name, the comment section is about to get very vulgar.